This call is being recorded.
All right, good morning, world. Hey, this is Coach 100K helping you make six figures in this industry, guys. And that's what it's all about, guys, the six-figure life. You deserve it. You can have it. So make sure that you are focused on being the person you need to be, becoming the person you need to be. It's three phases of faith. I believe this. First is looking at what is. It's not the best place, okay? At what is. That always fool you. The second place is what can be. That's a good place to be when you think about faith. You're imagining what can be. But that doesn't do much for you either. I believe the best place is when you're having faith and imagining what should be, what must be, and what's lawful in the earth. The Bible says, Lord, let it be on earth as it is in heaven. I should be healed. I should be wealthy. I deserve to be a six-figure earner, okay? Not I could be. So, guys, when you get that in your mind, hey, nothing can stop you. I promise you. But listen, this is Coach, and we out of the way. I'm going to bring on our international global trainer, the duplicator maker, the breakthrough specialist, guys. Guys, we've written many books. One book, How to Build a Big Team Fast, as you build teams over in the millions. He's doing it again one more time. Listen, let's bring on our international global trainer of Uplift, as well as our Crown 5 here at Shop Fremont. That's Stan Harris, been on Dr. Breakthrough. It's breakthrough time. Shark.
Shark. Hey, thank you, Pastor Kenny, Coach 100K, and your dedication, you and the Queen, of empowering over 100,000 families to make the six or seven-figure lifestyle. We appreciate you, applaud you. And for each one of you leaders on this call, thank you very much. This is going to be a very special call. We've got literally a living legend, living internet legend going to be speaking to you. And so I just want to go through our daily attitude adjuster very briefly, set the stage so you can be texting people and Facebooking, Instagram, whatever you do, Twitter, and get them on this incredible call. And it's going to change your life. I often say sometimes you need to call, other times the call needs you. This is a call you need. All righty. So, wow, what a great day to be alive. I feel dynamite. I like me. I accept me. I love me. I'm going to have a super fantastic day today because I'm too blessed to be depressed. I'm too blessed to be stressed. Too glad to be sad. I'm too anointed to be disappointed. I'm too elated to be agitated. Too grounded to be confounded. Too grateful to be hateful. Too gifted to be restricted. Too legit to quit, and too saved not to be getting paid. Circumstances are lining themselves in my favor. I am healthy, physically fit, and intellectually equipped. I have wisdom far beyond my years. I'm an extraordinary person with incredible abilities, which I would use to add value to others' lives. Knowing that as I help others reach their dreams, I will automatically reach my own. I anticipate meeting the person, our group of people today, who are willing to use their power, wealth, and influence to empower me to reach my dreams. All day long, people go out of their way to bless me, and today I will add great value to someone's life. I will show compassion to those in need. I will give strength to the weak and inspiration to the weary. Someone needs what I have to offer, and I gladly make myself available. I embrace abundance, and it embraces me. I'm abundant in every good way. I am an abundance magnet. I like money. It likes me. It is attracted to me, and it comes abundantly from many sources. I circulate God's money wisely because it's a tool to help those in need. It's also a way of keeping score of how many people's lives are added value to. Money flows freely and frequently from expected and unexpected sources in exchange for the value that I consistently bring to the marketplace. I may have been broke, busted, and disgusted, but now I declare I am rich, growing, and overflowing. My business is booming and checks are zooming. I'm happy on purpose. I'm experiencing great victories, supernatural turnarounds, and miraculous breakthroughs in the midst of great impossibilities. I'm an overcomer. And if my mountain can't be removed, I'll develop and practice my mountain climbing skills. I may experience a setback, but setbacks are only setups for comebacks. Setbacks pave the way for comebacks. I'll make lemonade out of life's lemons, and if life dares to knock me down, I'll fall on my back, realizing long as I can look up, by the grace of God, I can get up. I commit to paying for my dreams with preparation and perspiration so I won't have to live with my nightmares of regret. I do not procrastinate, because procrastination, it leads to devastation. It is the assassination of my destination. Thus, I will act now. I'm a doer. I get results at last. I now release the champion that is inside of me. I am the leader that multitudes of people are looking for. I choose to succeed today, every day hereafter. Watch out, world, here I come. And as we say, watch out, world, here we come as a team. Excuse me. So we're going to take a deep breath through our nose and then out of our mouth, representing that we receive what was just read. Ready? And let it out. Well, I'm super excited because our special guest, Dr. Ted Ciuba. When you think about the internet, well, this is the man. He's the one that launched the World Internet Summit. He's probably one of the first people that started making money online. He'll tell you the story. You're going to also get a history lesson that'll just blow your mind. And my friend, he gives great value, a very humble man, a very powerful man. And I tell you, my friend, I've enjoyed our time together. He wrote the book, The New Think and Grow Rich. And you've heard me tell the story so many times about the sub 4-minute mile, but nobody tells a story quite like Ted Ciuba. So you're going to hear with great delight this living internet legend that has a message that's going to empower you, my friend, like never before. So Dr. Ted, thank you for joining us, my friend. The floor is yours.
Man, thank you so much, Dr. Stan, and I respect you, and I respect every single leader who gets up and is doing what it takes. And man, you woke me up. I cannot tell you how much I love your attitude adjuster, and I used to say it daily years ago, and you just put a new habit back in my life, my friend.
Oh, my pleasure, my friend.
So let me tell you a little bit about where we're going, leaders. And like you, I am part of the Six-Figure Club. As a matter of fact, I can tell you that there's nobody on earth who has been on the internet commercially longer than myself. And I know that sounds preposterous, but some of us are old enough that we can remember before there was an internet. And the internet was born from the intranet. When the internet was used only by the military and the scholars of the world. But the internet was born when images began to be transmitted over this connected web. Prior to that, it had been only text, military secrets. In fact, it was designed by the military at that level in case regular communications got knocked out in case of a war. Remember, we're coming out of the Cold War back then, so that they could still communicate. And so eventually they figured out how to send an image. And this is way before any audio, way before any video. And I happened to be in the academic environment in 1994 as a Fresno State University, part of the California State University chain, 4 floors below ground level. This is how secret this thing was. You had to have a special pass to get in the elevator that went down there. I didn't have a pass, but I went with someone who did because they wanted to show me this thing. And I saw an image of a NASA building on the screen in 1994. That was incredible. Well, I knew this was the future. And fast forward just a few months later, I made my first money in 1994. By December 31st, I had made $1,116. Now, that's not a good fortune, but that's a good start. And by the way, I was not the only one that was on the internet trying to do it commercially back then, but I've only met one other person who has ever said that he was there in 94. He's passed away, but so that's what happened. But I want to give you just a little bit of credibility before I tell you what I'm really going to do. This is day one of 2 days. Today, I'm going to talk about breakthrough internet marketing secrets from America's foremost internet marketing consultant. That's me, of course. And tomorrow, I'm going to be talking breakthrough, the actionable difference between want to and accomplishment. And I love the way Pastor opened up with his prayer. He said, I should be a six-figure earner, not I want to be. And that's the real focus of my talk tomorrow. Today, it's more like, hey, I'm on the internet. There's no one on earth been on the internet longer than me. There's no one that I know of that's enjoyed more success than me. Six-figure earner? Hey, I've had six-figure months, a lot of them. I've had seven-figure days, 4 of them. So I know what this is about, and I've sold big-ticket products with those things that come in.
Dr. Ted, you went a little too fast. I don't think they heard you. I think they thought you said you had a 7-figure year. Back up and tell us.
Day. Yeah.
Okay. 7-figure day.
Yeah,
Okay.
You said that a little too fast. You got to slow down when you say that.
Yeah, you thanks for correcting me on that one. And so, by the way, I don't say that to brag. I say that to let you know the value of what I'm about to share. I got 7 points I want to share with you when you build a business. By the way, America's foremost internet marketing consultant, that came about pretty easy. Point number 1 is you get a good market. Well, remember, I got on when the internet was born, early adopter, first mover advantage. Because I was making money, everybody looked at me. They called me America's foremost internet marketing consultant because I was at the time. Today, there's a lot more competition, right? But and the name stuck. And in fact, I also wrote the book, How to Get Rich on the Internet, which went to number 2 on the Amazon bestseller list. I recommend you get it. It's somewhat dated now, but it's still got a lot of good stuff. So your first big thing you want to do is get a good market. Now, everybody asks, what's a good market? Well, I work with myself and dozens of other people. I can tell you simply how I qualify it. It's large enough. In that market, it's got big problems that people will pay a lot of money to solve. Now, since I mentioned I was America's foremost internet marketing consultant, teaching people, by the way, I shared some of the figures I made. Some of the people that I taught to do this, $33,816 in their first 72 hours online. We had a lady from Australia made $50,869 in her first 72 hours online. These are strangers that I pulled out of a crowd and taught how to make money. But how did I do that? Well, let's find a big market, a market that has enough people. You got a market that, I'm just going to say earthworm farming, right? There's not enough people that are interested in that. However, if you've got a market with how to make 6 figures on the internet, now there's a lot of people interested in that. And because you're talking about a big problem, 6 figures, a lot of people will pay for that. And so that's your big market. By the way, there's a lot of other markets. If you're helping dentists, for instance, who when they get someone in their chair, that value can be $10,000 easy. That's a big ticket sale. You know, you get a couple of teeth out and you need a crown, a root canal, boom. If you're helping them get customers, see, they got a problem. They need more customers that have unfilled slots. If you can help them do that, they will pay you big dollars. So the first point is you get a big, good market. The second point, I'm gonna say this is like a dagger, right? A dagger goes in, and then you pull it out, right? So the dagger here has something good and something bad. The good thing is SEO, otherwise known as search engine optimization, because everybody's on the web today, right? You got to do it. It's basic. It's essential. So that's the dagger in, right? Okay, good. I'm going to make an impression in the market. But the dagger out is, hey, if you think you're going to make a business using SEO, my friend, you are sorely, sorely mistaken. And your dream of making six figures will never come to pass. And maybe I don't want to be too harsh and say never, but let me put it this way. I've never seen it, and I've seen a lot of people try. See, it's basic. Everything we do, hey, we create a video, we put it on YouTube. We're going to use SEO, and occasionally a stray cat will come along and find us. And you get enough stray cats every now and then, and you might sell some food. What you have to do, now we're going into point number 3, is you have to use some form of paid advertising, paid outreach. I've got a client right now who's making a fortune because he bought a list of business owners in his niche, and he is calling them up, old-fashioned by the telephone, and he's closing them in a deal that has a monthly payout, which is a good idea to have. And so he's doing advertising. I've got another company that I'm working with that's doing advertising online. We help them create, and by the way, I'm not here to advertise my own services, but if you need a jingle, a really good jingle that gets in people's minds so they go around singing your number, I can help you there. Find out from Dr. Stan how to get hold of me. But this other guy, that's what we did. We got him a jingle. And you know what? People are singing his Google search terms. They're singing what he does, and they're singing his phone number. And when they need him, it happens to be a big ticket sell, they give him a call. He's doing advertising. You see, the thing with advertising is it's scalable. You get something that's proven and it works at the budget that you're in. You've got money coming in, mind you. Now you take a portion of that money, as much as you can, and you put it in advertising and you multiply your reach. And therein is how you're going to make six figures rather easily. You do it in a business where you can multiply yourself, scale. You cannot do it very easily if you're working. Now, there are workers who do it. You all know attorneys. A lot of them make six figures. Copywriters. A lot of them make six figures. But they're working their tail to the bone. Business people, by the way, they take those 2-hour lunches. Of course, they might take it with a business associate that they're trying to get business with, but they have other people doing it. They have multiplied. So advertising is why you do it scalable. Point number 4, and I hope you're writing this down. I'll summarize at the end, but point number 4 is you need to have a big back end. That's where your money is. I mentioned earlier that I was selling a lot of $10,000 programs. Well, the interesting thing is I went out and I would give a talk for free, right? And I had my own product, but I wasn't expecting to get paid to speak. I was speaking at other people's events. This is how I got started at, next level up, for free, and we would split the money 50-50 on anything of my product that I sold. Well, I sold a $2,000 product. Now, most people would be happy with that, and it was very nice. I do say to fly into Florida, to fly into Las Vegas, and fly back $10,000, $30,000 richer. That's nice, but that wasn't where the real money was. The real money was in following up and offering these people even a better product and solution for $10,000. Actually, if you know anything about copywriting, it was $9,997. Sounds cheaper. It ends with a 7, and that's just the way we price things in marketing. But that's for you to know. You've got a back end. Every now and then I'll run across some misguided soul who thinks they're going to write a book and get rich. Well, now that does happen to 1 in every billion people on the planet. But those are not the odds you want to play. If you have a book, you use the book. So you don't get rich from the book. You get rich from what the book opens you up to. I mentioned that book, How to Get Rich on the Internet. That and the one called Mail Order in the Internet Age, and dozens of others, by the way. I give them away. You know, I go to events and I'll ship in. You know, how many people we have coming? 130. Okay, I'll send 140 books there. You know, and I don't want the leftovers. I'll give some people 2 copies. You know, I give it away because it is the doorway to these $2,000 and $4,000 and $10,000 sales. By the way, just because I say a $10,000 sale doesn't mean it's a lot of extra work. Don't think it's like, you know, 1/10 of $100,000 of working. Remember, I talked about multiplication, and if I have a program that does 95% of my teaching, and I get together with a group once or twice a week, or an individual once a month, that's not that hard. And point number 5, I've already alluded to this several times, is to build your business. You need to get good at, you need to celebrate and embrace, you need to make it part of your daily living, like Dr. Stan is a good model of this, of joint ventures. When I mentioned getting on someone else's stage, they are the one who spent the money to fill the room. They are the one, it's their customers, their friends. I'm just coming in because I have a product that can sell to them. We do a joint venture. We make money. We're not a partnership, but we both have something to offer one another. We make money. We split the money. This goes all the way up and down the board, all the way from, hey, let's you and I write this book. You know, you're the expert. I have the ability to write, and I know how to get it, typeset. I mean, there's a dozen different ways to split it, but we do it together, and now it's our book. By the way, now, you and I are not going to get deep into politics today, but before the man became president, he was universally admired. And I'm talking about our current president, the great Donald Trump. You know, they used to call him the Don. They used to say he was the greatest entrepreneur who's ever lived. Well, back in the day, I did a book with him in real estate, because I've made a lot of money in real estate. I've owned millions and millions of dollars worth of real estate. But that was a joint venture. He didn't know me from Adam, but there was another lady who wanted to get a book published, and she reached out to a few people and said, hey, if you'll help me fund the printing of this book, production and printing, I will, I'll do all the work, and you'll be in the story, and you'll be riding alongside Donald Trump. I said, okay, another instance of a joint venture. And now, point number 6 of 7 is publicity. Get good at saying yes to publicity opportunities. Get good at seeking them out. And again, your man here, Dr. Stan, is excellent at model from this. Just always say yes when you can, because what does it take? And you always have value. 6-figure earner. If you're earning 6 figures, everybody's looking up to you. I'm telling you. And guess what? If you're on the road to earning 6 figures, you're already remarkable, and you have stuff to teach others. And you just never know when or how someone will connect with you. Another instance, I did a joint venture with a lady publishing a book. So did Dr. Stan. Now, these were publicity outlets for us. These were joint venture opportunities. Stan and I now are co-authors in the same book. He's reading through other entries. He gives me a call, and now we have a relationship that's gone back 10 years. Crazy. And point number 7, and I could have started with this, but I wrap up with this, is you need to get good at your copy. That's what we call your story. That's what we call your pitch, your appeal. Were we getting junk mail like you've all received. You know, you get a 16-page letter in your mailbox that tells you all about this description. We would call that copywriting. But wherever you see it, on the internet, on a poster, it's called copy. The difference between writing, regular writing, and copy or copywriting is copy is designed to sell. It's designed to persuade. Well, what do? You start with what you're offering. There are always benefits. Benefits, that's what you offer. How to lose 48 pounds in 16 days while you continue to eat chocolate cake and cookies. Sounds good to a certain kind of person, right? For you, breakthrough internet marketing secrets from America's foremost internet marketing consultant. You want those breakthroughs. I didn't start with, I'm going to give you a 7-figure list to make money on the internet. No, these are breakthrough internet marketing secrets. Just get good at copy. And always you want to make things, when you're presenting them, seem easy. You know, that's why I chose 7 points. And you know, by the way, I could talk on this subject for 7 months. 7 points, 20 minutes. And you're always going to be delivering value. But that's so basic. Sometimes we even forget to mention that, delivering value. But you got to, in your copy, communicate the value. And you do that a lot of different ways. For instance, I wrote a piece of copy just the other day, and I said, and look, at your average sale of $9,328 per client, how many clients do you need to pay for this service? I don't even have to answer the question because they know. 1/3. It's a good deal. But what did I do? I put that in my copy to get them to think it through. You always need to put proof in there, especially in today's day and age. Proof, by the way, goes back to the time of the ancient Greeks. It's not a new concept. But in today's day and age of fake news and deliberate disinformation and misinformation, outright lies, and proof, and then people can rest, because if they don't know you, like you, and trust you, they're not going to buy from you. And of course, when you're doing something, your offer has to be irresistible. Like I said, one customer, your investment is 1/3. How can you not go for that offer? And so that's what it is you put together there. Now, just a quick summary. And if we have time, I'll take any question in the world. Those 7 points were breakthrough internet marketing secrets. Number 1, find a good market. Large enough, big enough problem. 2, SEO. It's mandatory, but it's inadequate. Remember the dagger. Number 3, you must have advertising to build your business, paid advertising, because it is scalable. It allows you to use leverage. Number 4, you must have a back end. In fact, I dare say your back end is the real product, not what the public market sees when you do your first show. Number 5, embrace joint ventures. There are all kinds of people that want to help you build your business because it's in their self-interest to do it. They're waiting for you. Number 6, embrace publicity. Take every opportunity to get your word out. It's easy, it provides value, it's fun, and you never know who you'll find next. And number 7, get good at copy. Copy makes obvious the value that you bring and why people would be a fool not to do business with you. All right, that's it, Dr. Stan. And if we have time, I'll take any questions.
Oh, we're going to make time, brother. You can't come up in here breaking stuff up like that, doing an incredible job like you just did. And we're going to do this, man. So, matter of fact, as you get ready, get your questions ready. By the way, the Bible teaches that wisdom in the heart of a man is like a deep well, but a man of understanding will draw it out. So that's the power of good questions that'll bring these out to the surface. So, but I'm looking, Ted, at the new Think and Grow Rich, where I know you had Chaplain Oscar Smith. And when you were talking the other day, I couldn't remember. I remember that name. I'm like, oh yes, okay. So he and I wrote a little bit in the book here, and then of course I was honored to be one of the ones also to write in that. And by the way, I just want to. Oh man, well thanks for the opportunity, man. We had a lot of fun, man. We had a lot of fun. But as you get your questions ready, let me just read what I wrote in here because I hadn't read it in a while. And when we were talking the other day and I picked it up, I was like, oh man. So I'm like, I got to read this book again. But here's what I said. Once my wife and I were at dinner with a billionaire, Bill Farley, and I asked Bill this question: what would you say is the difference between a billionaire mindset versus a millionaire mindset? Space did not allow me to give you the full answer. But one key part, he explained, was a result of reading Think and Grow Rich over 80 times. He said he reads that one book several times every single year. Wow. Now keep in mind, that's before all the revisions, the updates, the clarifications, etc. And I often say, don't reinvent the wheel, but you need to add your own rims to improve on the wheel. So most great inventions, works, business, etc., ideals are simply the brilliant revision or adaptation to what already existed. This is what makes this revised edition of the new Think and Grow Rich even better, in my opinion, than the original. The combined work of Hill and revisions by Ciuba are more than twice as nice. Together, they are beyond a masterpiece. The new Think and Grow Rich by Ted Ciuba. Man, I tell you, incredible, incredible. So, Coach 100K, what you got to say? I know your mind is like, man, I was writing over here like crazy. Of course, we say note takers or money makers, but Dr. Ted, and I'm sure you would say something like this. I came up with this phrase, but action takers are bigger money makers. It's important. It's important to take notes, right? But it's more important to take action on the notes that you took.
Yeah, it takes both, absolutely. And
right. Wow.
Action.
Wow. I tell you what, great value. I'm telling you, you have added some incredible value in a short period of time. Can't wait till tomorrow. I'm telling you, everybody need to have somebody on the call tomorrow to get more information about this. So thanks for blessing us, bro. I'm excited.
Well, thank you very much.
Coach, now, Coach, tell them who they should tell.
They should tell Lottie, Dottie, everybody, Liddy, Diddy, and every city. They ought to tell Paul and all of y'all, Ed, Ned, Fred, Ed, and Jed, say, come on, get some of this bread.
Another word addition.
Those are the only ones to tell.
Yeah, I learned from coaches, only 3 people. People ask me, how'd you build a team to 1.5 million? I only told 3 people. They said, what 3? What were those 3 again, Coach?
Lottie, Dottie, and everybody.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, all righty, who's got a question now? Come on out here, star. If you got a question, Dr. Ted Ciuba will be glad to take your call and your question. Excuse me. Who'll be first? Quick.
Dr. Ted Ruba.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, this is B3 from Killeen, Texas. I got a 2-part question. Do you help people personally? And how do we get in touch with you?
The answer to the first part is yes, I absolutely do. The answer to the second part is, even though it's only one front doorway, is go to bigticketsetup.com. That's bigticketsetup.com. What the easiest thing for you to do would be to get my phone number off that page, give me a call, and identify that you were on this call, and we'll take special care of you, my friend.
All right. Thank you, B3. Thank you, sir. Who else we
And
got there?
back.
Somebody else is unmuted. Apostle Barry Burrell.
Yes, sir. Actually, I believe my question was answered. First of all, awesome presentation, Ms. Ciuba. I'm excited, energized, and really ready to go. But you mentioned at the beginning that you helped a stranger or two make thousands of dollars in 72 hours. So I wanted to find out, how do we learn that? But I think you may have answered it with the last question. But I would like you to address that if you don't mind.
Oh, no, I would love to address it. And I did reveal the secret, although I didn't weave it together and say it explicitly. I did it by using all of the above. In other words, we had like 140 people in the audience, and we had speakers, because it was at World Internet Summit. I was founder and president of that, the world's largest, longest-running entrepreneurial internet marketing training organization in the world. So we had a lot of entrepreneurs in the audience. And I said, okay, let's do a drawing. It was random. We had 140 people paid $2,000 each to be there. We said, hey, we'll do a drawing. We had, just like on TV, had this big old crank, sexy lady turning the crank around, and then we'd have a pastor, a preacher come, for legitimacy, and pull the number out, and we'd read the number, and that person would come up on stage with us. Then we'd say, how do we start? Well, we got to start by finding a market. What kind of market should we find? Oh, I got an idea. Let's find one that people want to make money on the internet. Because I had 140 people, students, I had 12 people that were experts, and out of that group I had probably about 60 entrepreneurs in the crowd that were all interested in that topic, so it was natural to do that. Okay, got that. Well, let's write up a quick sales letter. Well, as it just so happens, why don't we sell the video and the audio of this program that we're involved in? We're filming it, so we'll do that. So we put together an offer where we said, hey, we'll give you free notes of the package of the conference if you want it. No big deal. Click here. When they did that, we'd have an upgrade. We'd say, hey, you know what? You can get the audios for $37, but I tell you what, the videos are so much better. They're $119. And guess what? There's some people here who are the speakers on stage, and we all did a joint venture with them. We said, hey, look, let us sell your expertise, and we'll give you 50% of the money. We'll keep 50% of the money. Now, that's not me. We set it up with the student that had won, right? But they get 50% of the money, and then the expert gets 50% of the money. So we had our back end going on. And so we had advertising. Well, what we did is we said, look, guys, 60 people in this audience, counting the speakers, counting the people who are attending, have an email list of some size and nature. Now, some of them it would only be 12 people, and some of them it would be 12,000 and more, and all that. But we said, hey, let's do another joint venture, except for on the internet, it's called affiliate marketing, right? So we would say, anybody who wants to make money off of this offer that we're creating on stage, now we'll give you 30%. So how that broke down is approximately 30% for the affiliate marketer, 30% for the person that was on stage, 30% for the person who had the product. Again, all these joint ventures. But we would put all that together and start publicizing it, selling people with a back-end offering through joint ventures, advertising, and that's how it happened. By the way, I mentioned up to $52,000. We actually had one event that went over $100,000, but I didn't mention it because it was a little bit different. It wasn't a person off the street. It was a marketing guru that we put it on the show because what he did, he donated 100% of that $100,000 to charity. Y'all know about the Make-A-Wish Foundation? $100,000. He actually made more than that, but he kept everything over $100,000. But anyway, did I answer your question about how you do it following the principles that I outlined?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Great job. Awesome information. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All righty.
All right, I think LJ is unmuted.
Go ahead.
LJ, you
Ready,
got a
LJ?
question?
Yeah, you might have your
Yeah,
phone muted.
yeah, Coach 100K. You said something about learn, dial, or smile, or something like that.
Repeat that, please.
I think the Coach 100K had said something about learn, dial, smile, or something like that.
You got me. And I don't know what else. I was about calling everybody, but I forgot about the dial and smile. Not quite sure. I tell you what, you got my number. Give me a call. I'll try to remember it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Who's got a question for Dr. Ted here, Sue? But we got a minute or two more. If you got a question for Dr. Ted. Anybody else, real quick? This has been incredibly rich.
Hey, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now this question, you've been asked this question a lot of times. I'm trying to phrase it another way because I really want to get a different part of the answer. 6 figures is great. 7 figures is incredible. If you can make 7 figures in your career in anything, that's incredible. But to make it per year or whatever is great. Make it in any day of your life is an incredible day. You've done it 4 times. Can you kind of give us not how you did that, but people ask you how did it feel to see a 7-figure payday? Just kind of talk about that so it can salivate us and get us to where we think we can do that as well.
Yeah. No, I love to talk about it. First off the bat, let me clarify that I didn't find out that I made $1 million a day until day 4. It was day 4 of an event we were doing in the UK. We were at Wembley Conference Center, and so it was about 20 seconds before we were actually closing the event, and one of my partners came over and leaned over to me and whispered, put his hand out and cusped it and whispered in my ear. He says, "Man, we made $4.2 million this weekend." I said, "What?" I gotta tell you.
Hey, Ted. Hey, Ted, just say that again in that $4.2 million ear.
Yeah. $4.2 million in 4 days here. And it was the highlight of my life. It fits right up there with having my first child and my second child. No kidding. I felt so good. I did something that was crazy. Like I said, it's 20 seconds before we were doing the closing sequence. Well, instead of walking up and motivating people and standing at the stage and raising my hands, and pumping my fist and arm like I normally did, man, I took that mic and I set it down. I just started dancing, man. So the best feeling in the world,
Wow. Well, I look forward to it. You know what? Dr. Breakthrough always says, if you say what we say and do what we do, what happened to us can happen to you too, but it can happen to you even better because we're not the standard. So I'm going to believe for my $1 million day, it'll happen in my lifetime. Thank you so much.
Right
Awesome.
on.
Yes. Well, thank you. By the way, Ted, I'm looking at the book that you and I, on the front cover, you and I and Jack Canfield and Brian Tracy and Joe Vitale and Bob Proctor and Chuck Norris and Marshall Silver, Laurel Langemeyer, John Assaraf, and of course, several other powerful people are in this book. And I'd forgotten that's how we connected. So anyway, that was a great connection. So folks, listen, we've got record numbers on the line today, but you know what, my friend? That's what we do. We're the Breakthrough Bible Dream Team. We break through. we shark it up, right? So let's shark it up tomorrow, and everybody can bring somebody. Now, a lot of people I invite to calls don't show up. Everybody I three-way into a call, oh, they always show up, right? So, my friend, let's show value tomorrow for our speaker, first of all, for doing such an incredible job, but then also for people out there. There are people that have been praying to hear something like this, and they missed it today. Don't let them miss it tomorrow.